Yeah, good evening, guys. Uh, how was the past week? I hope you guys are really making use of the market analysis I've been sharing so far. Let me say this: the kind of analysis I shared is analysis that we serve two purpose. One, it will show you how to really analyze market and expose you to the way analysis is being done. And two, it shows you the possibility of what will happen in the week. Uh, Time have not really permitted me to, always go back to previous analysis and analyze and do review just to show that okay, what we did last week actually played out well. And if there is anyone that didn't play out well, we can see why and what caused it, and we look at the next possible move. You understand? Time have not really permitted me. So, but if you are the type that follow the analysis, you can always go back to your trading view, checking the what is it called? The chart of those currency pair, compare the analysis and the current state of the market. Then you will understand that the analysis actually, go as planned. You understand? So we'll be looking at uh this week, that's the new week analysis, starting from on the 16th, that's tomorrow, down to 20. So let's see what's going to happen. Now, I told you guys that it's advisable to stay away in the market on Monday. Reason being that, most traders go for weekend, and, while coming on Monday, they are not settled. So most of them come into market on Tuesday. And coupled with the last NFP news, I noticed that sometimes around 4 a.m. on Monday, uh, market drop, market drop by almost 760 pips. That's a huge one. And for that analysis, I mentioned it, the effect of the NFP news on dollar and possibility on dollar, and reason why one should stay off the market on Monday. You know, if you check the video, I mentioned that the market might, continue with the news effect on Monday because of the news. Now it will be taking maybe Tuesday and above before market settled, and that's exactly what happened in the market. So the market actually misbehaved on Monday. Now, can I say it misbehaved? No, it didn't misbehave. It's just respond to the fundamental. So the response was a huge one, and ordinarily, ordinarily, it went in the direction as predicted. Reason being that the NFP news was in favor of dollar, so dollar was expected to be strong on Friday, which it did, but the effect was not that strong, that huge in the market. And experience has taught me that when NFP news comes in like that, somebody was asking me that why is the market moving? Was it not on Wednesday? I think it was on Thursday. That why is the market moving? That's during the CPI, the Consumer Price Index news. Why was the market moving before the news? Experience has taught me that when there is a big news, that's a major news. News react in three ways. Sometimes news react maybe around an hour, something around an hour before the market. Sometimes the news react during the time of that news itself. Let's assume that news is meant to come up by 1 p.m. or 13 GMT. Sometimes it can come up and start showing effect around 12 noon. Sometimes it's around that 1 p.m. that it was designed for that it comes up. And sometimes you will not see the effect during the news, but like maybe an hour after the news, you will see the effect. So, and as a trader, we were made to know that nobody owns the market. So, for this reason, it will it will sound so strange if you say you are a trader and you are 100% sure of where the market is going. So then, if that is happening, then the market itself as a whole will not be valuable, will not be as volatile as it is, will not be as risky as it is. So these are the things that make the market to be respected. These are the reason why people respect the market, because nobody will single-handedly be 100% certain. It's just that level of our experience will tell us how to manage the market, how to stay in the market, uh, when to stay away. You know, it will give you a lot of strong guide against the market, so that on the long run you will be a profitable trader. But even with that, even though you stay away from markets, it means sometimes you will miss big opportunity. You imagine somebody who place a sell on gold, maybe when market open afresh on Monday, and based on the analysis I did, somebody might just like take a risk that, okay, let me risk this 100 pips. You just open your market, you set your maybe 100 pips stop loss, and you leave the market, and maybe you set 100 pips profit. By the time you wake up, you will see your 100 pips profit. You'll be very glad that you take the trade. But that doesn't work all the time. And that's the reason why we make losses sometimes. And imagine somebody who doesn't respect the news, you don't put the news into consideration, you just focus on your technical hand. Maybe one way or the other, you feel like, oh, the news has gone on Friday, and let me start looking for a buy, and you went and placed a buy and put 100 pips stop loss, and before you wake up, you met 100 pips losses. You'll be regretting it. So as a result of that, you need to understand that the market is not designed for you. So you have to put so many things as we were taught into consideration so that if you understand that market is not a place where you run away from and a place where you can rush into. So you have to be smart with your decisions. You understand? So you need to understand when big news is coming into the market, how do you handle it? How do you react? You understand? You need to consider those things. Because if you can't consider them, then what do you have to do about what you have? So what am I trying to say is that learn everything you need to learn. This teaching I do, uh, might get to a time I will not have that time again, or if I'll be doing it, I'll monetize it. But now that it's free, take the advantage, learn. Okay, so I wish everyone best of luck. So for the week, I'm on Bitcoin. Yeah, I was expecting Bitcoin somewhere around 20,000. I'm looking at the support I have on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin make a breakout and have its pullback. With what we have here, Bitcoin look very ready to bull, and I won't be surprised if Bitcoin comes to um, around 58,000 back. Better still, come and make a flat around 64,000. What am I seeing? Let me show you this technically. Let me show you this. If you look at your Elliott wave, you look at your Elliott wave, the market breakout here, make a pullback. The wave one is always longer. Wave three is always longer than wave one. And wave wave five, wave five might form a flat here or make a higher high. So if this happen, so it means between uh point 2 and point 3 there will be some correction, but in the long run wave 3 will move. This is Elliott wave. Wave 3 is always the longest wave. So between wave 3 there might be some correction, some flat, just because of market reaction. Basically Bitcoin reacts more to news than technical, but with the way Bitcoin era is going, technical analysis will be considered too, because the the industry is just getting more awareness, and as a result of that we have possibility of so many interest in the market, and due to the decentralization of the cryptocurrency, other coins, So it will be more interesting to trade. So from look of things, how I'm looking at the moment Bitcoin break this 41,000, then move to 47,000. It's an evidence that possibility of further buy. And if this is happening, it means it will begin to confirm and more interest on technical move. So I'm looking at this on Bitcoin, looking at the price level as a whole. But for now, Bitcoin needs to obey this. If I'll be seeing technical, it needs to obey this Elliott wave, and because this has shown a breakout after a pullback at 42,000. It went to 40 around 47. So for Elliott wave to be visible, the wave 3 has to be long. This is wave 2. It's a pullback, and I'm expecting this long. This is a daily time frame. My 50 EMA is just crossing up, while my 200 EMA is crossing down, which indicates a buy direction technically. And because of the wave equation, looking at the resistance level here, if anything will happen, I expect Bitcoin to push higher somewhere around there, and after that you can look into maybe further pullback, just as it did for wave 2. So do the same thing for wave 4, then push higher. If this happen, maybe in the next 1 month or 2 months, around there, then I will expect a flat. I will expect what? A flat. When I see a flat, then I will expect a flat, like something like this. You understand? We expect a flat. So with that, we'll be looking at technical analysis just like what I have here then. So that is for Bitcoin. DJ was expected to sell, and it indeed sold, but the sell is not enough. So I expect more drop on GJ. I expect more drop on GJ. So for that reason, yeah, if you are on GJ as at last 2 week, because I have DJ as at last 2 week, but it ended up playing out last week, which I took all the profits, and I have one position remain, so waiting for it to play out. But for a new trader, you don't rush into GJ at this point. All you need to do is to wait. Wait. Let GJ do whatever I want to do. I'm looking at somewhere around 151.146 to see whether there's going to be a pullback. Remember, wait until you see something clear. This GJ sell already sold out. It has broken a break line, so you can make a pullback to this channel. Then you can join the sell again. I will not be doing more than 4 hours time frame. So I go to Euro GBP. Euro GBP was expected to buy here. Now, what Euro GBP achieve here last week was something I have, planned for over 2 months. If you look at these three trend line, I've used these three trend line. I've drawn this analysis and expect DJ to come here, EJ to come here for almost 3 months. This was something around May, around May, around May, no, around June, around June. EJ came down here, it went up, it came down, it went up, came down here as if it's coming here, it went up again. This move around July 15 to 20, uh, so many people will make losses. We are expecting DJ to come to this area at that time, and this issue happened because this buy that you see here will hit your stop loss unless if you are the type that is using like 200 pip stop loss. But all these 50 stop loss and the rest, it will hit you out. So, but immediately after this move, it returned because I was following the trade. I'm expecting it to come here. So I was so optimistic that it has to come here if anything like buy is going to happen. And of course, it does, but it has scattered the market because it break above the last resistance, and something like that is just a fake out. But some people will think DJ is going to buy. I knew that buy happened as a result of news. This that happened during news. So in a case like this, if you are the type that respects fundamental, you will know that you have option. It's either to stay in the market and see if it goes favors you, or just stay away from it when news is around the corner. You understand? This happened within news time. It happened within news time. So I think maybe around FTM. So now that DJ has happened like this, let's see whether this buy move will continue. Then we will see whether we can look for a sell again. And above all, I will advise that the best place to buy EJ was here, and it has done that. So there might be further buy, but it might not be big enough. So for us to see a new direction, we have to give the EJ time to give us some new move. So Euro USD, you can see exactly where I point at. Exactly where I point out. A colleague called me that's around on the 9, around on the when EJ, that's around on the 6th of August, when EU uh, tested this support. If you go back to my 2 weeks ago analysis, I mentioned that if you have like 50 pips, you can risk it. Let's say buy here, and let's see whether it will make that buy move, or you stay away. Let's see the clear road. But the following week, I think that was on Monday, I discovered that EU make a further sell by breaking this support. Then the guy chat me up and I told him, before you are going to look for any opportunity on a buy on EU, here is the support. So we wait with your price action, and God so good. It respected this area. So it is advisable that you do your analysis on 1 hour time frame. So many people don't know how to trade the market when it's making a U-turn. The market is making a U-turn. Some traders, they stay away, allow the market to make a U-turn until they see a clear direction, just like somewhere around there. You don't know when this market is making a U-turn to make that sell. No. That's the reason why it's easy for you to see when the market is, so you can trade market on a buy or on a sell. It's not until when the trend has finally formed. You understand? So you need to understand the market movement, how the market move. And that's the reason why we have been advised to, whenever you want to do your analysis, look for daily time frame or weekly time frame. You will see that key zone. All you need to do is patiently wait for that key zone to reach. When it reach, then you look for a reverse candle that will signal a buy, then no, you need to buy. It's so simple. So until you get to that stage, if you understand that trading doesn't really require big analysis, or let's say several multiple indicators. These moving averages, they show me entry level, they show me market trend for an already made form market. But a market that is yet to form a trend, just like the current position of here or of EU, what we have here simply shows that there is a possibility that EU buy when it gets to this area, and that's exactly what happened. You are not the only one in the market. We have big stakeholders as the big banks and the rest, and there are things they look at. Normally, as uh this EU gets here, it's supposed to come down to this area, but it has struggled by forming several supports before e make this buy move. Then on its way down, e didn't wait, e break down straight up. That's the reason why when a zone is tested for too long, what happen? E become weak. A strong zone become weak. So when a strong zone become weak, when next market prices come into that area, e break it up and continue its move. So with this now, there's possibility that Euro USD will make some further buy, then possible sell. The beauty of it is, for somebody who has buy here and close his trade, you just wait. Stay away from the market to see clear road. So I'll wait to see what will happen in the market this new week. While you are waiting for the market, it's not every time that your analysis sets on time. And sometimes it takes some advantage because you are a trader and you follow what is happening, including the news. So when news comes in at times and you see that the direction you are looking at technically, the news also show that it favors that direction. In that case, you can take advantage of the market, with the knowledge of fundamental, and you take the trade. And you know that trade you take during fundamental is not a trade or based on fundamental. It's not a trade that you live so long. You take your profit because imagine analysis has shown that technically this market is a sell, and you saw a news that gives a buy on that news, knows that that news come to disrupt the market. So if you take the advantage of that buy, you take that buy when it move, don't be too greedy, take your profit because it's sure that that market we want to stabilize back, it want to balance itself, and when it do that, the market will correct itself and continue in that direction. Meanwhile, a market that technically is a sell and that same news still push the market on a buy. So as a trader, you are be expecting a sell based on the structure of the market. So what you need to understand is that for that news to push the market up, is two things. It's either it break the structure of the market and change the direction of the market completely, or after the buy move, the market will correct itself and return on the sell direction. So it's in two ways. When you see it pull with a lot of momentum at that time, so what you can do is, since you are looking for a sell and the market has pushed some buys like up to 80, 120 pips, you can take the advantage at that point of buy level, take advantage of a sell, set a small surplus, and because sometimes when market move like that, it will return back to where it was coming from. And that was the reason why you always see shadow on the candle. So when you take the advantage like that, even that's the reason why some traders make use of order block. So in case market move to area of value, it respect it, clear up liquidities and return. You understand? So so many factors can determine why you take a trade. And you as a trader individually, so you know why you take your trade. So when you are taking your profit, you know why you take that profit. But somebody who just follow you to take a trade and he didn't use step loss, he didn't use take profit, and he was just there. See, before you get to know, you'll be losing a lot of money because the person who shares signal with you has taken his profit and probably didn't remember to give you an exit point. So it is important that you you understand how it works. I prefer people know how to do these things than to be waiting for people to teach them. Because what if the person is not in the business again? How do you continue? So currently I'll be waiting on and see if EU can move as close as this area of resistance, which I know that by the time it's coming to this area of resistance, it will be getting to my 50 EMA, which can make a double confirmation for an entry sell opportunity. And at that time, EU will be on a discount. If I look at my Fibonacci from the last sell to the last buy, so somewhere around there, it will be overdue for a sell. So it's possible that it won't get to this level based on what Fibonacci is showing me. It's possible that it won't get to this level before the sell will continue. So the sell might continue somewhere around this dotted line or up a bit or up a bit, just where we will see an entry opportunity. This is 50, this is 61.8. So maybe somewhere around there. Maybe somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around. So that is it. So with this now, since I'm expecting it to come to this area, I can, and this daily time frame, I can look for a more buy opportunity like 20, 50 pips. And before I will do that, I'll see whether uh since it break inverted head and shoulder here, I'll see whether it's going to make a pullback from here, then continue. So which means I'll be I'll be looking for a buy entry somewhere around there. I'm not going to buy here. It's not possible for me. It is wrong. So I have to wait for it to pull back. So when it pull back to somewhere around here, then I can join the buy again. Since I know I'm expecting it to come to this area. So from this area, then I'll be looking for a sell. So it's as simple as that. So going back to my daily time frame, Euro Chef. According to what I have here, so let's look at what will happen on Monday to determine whether I am going to buy Euro Chef. GBP USD, yeah. GBP USD, I've not really make that sell for now. It's showing a form of sell, but I will advise that we still stay away from GU. Yeah, I'm expecting a buy on Euro card. I'm expecting a buy on Euro card. So according to what we have here, one daily time frame is showing that it's pushing for a buy. According to the structure of the market, it's pushing for a buy. So due to news, fundamental, technical, we see it struggling to make that clear buy. But I'm expecting that anytime soon. I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it anytime soon. You see, when market has respect a level on higher time frame and it has gone a bit, joining the market in haste is not an option. All you need to do is to be careful, wait to see whether the market will give you a second chance if you miss the first chance. So with what we have here now, this sell that happened here is like a second chance. Whoever that has taken the trade here can still hold. Or as a day trader, you'll have taken your profit and look for another opportunity. So at here now, there's possibility for a small further sell to confirm somewhere around there. That's this point before the actual buy will happen. So we expect a buy. Gold is what people trade most. I was expecting gold around there. That's a further buy to somewhere around 1798. Then we can discuss a sell on gold. I actually expect this buy last week and it happened, so I expect a little bit more, a little bit more. So if gold can come a little bit more to somewhere in this area and in this area, then we look for another sell on gold. Looking at gold in a weekly time frame, you see that gold is on a sell, but this higher time frame, and as a result of its volatility, you have to be very careful so that you don't burn your money. Gold is not a market where you enter with $200, $500. I want to go and sleep there. So you don't allow fear to set in. So what you do is you look for a realistic trade that when you take in a day, it will close in a day, whether on profit or on loss. So worst case, maybe in 1 day or 2 days, if you enter the trade on time and you close it, it's good for people that has money. You understand? So that is it. So for now, that will be all. Let me go and see uh what is it called? What is it called? Let me go back to it. I'm expecting something of a sell on this, at least this area, at least this area. I'm looking for market to come to this area, then I look for a sell. So which means I'm expecting more buy on EU. So you watch out for this area. You watch out for this area. You watch out for this area. So when market come here, this will be your OB where you take the advantage of the market here. So keep it under watch. Something like that already happened on Eurocard. So if you expect more buy on AUD card, what happened to GBP chef? Okay, I'm staying away from it. Where is dollar index? It is playing accordingly. Hmm. Watch out for this trade. You can see a sell opportunity here. All these analyses are so simple. Two way things. It has somehow break this area, but the way support and head and shoulder behave at times, it might not be perfect. So it might come a little bit into this box before you make that major buy. It's forming a head and shoulder, watching out for the channel. Hmm. So you're still expecting here to come to this box. You expect it to drop into this box. Then we know what to do. Dollar index. Yeah, dollar index. Dollar index. Look at this block. Look at where it is, and look at the drop. So sometimes this was a fake out. Actually, I was expecting it here, but I expect it to first of all respect this area, make some move before coming down here. So as it is now, I'm still expecting dollar index on this OB. I'm still expecting dollar index around there. So it's possible that from this area that it is presently, this daily time frame, I want to make that move, that buy move continuation. So let's watch out for the next candle that will form tomorrow on dollar index. So we know what is going to happen. So that will be all. It has been a long day for me, you know. That's why it took me time to come online. Take the advantage of everything now that is free. Share the knowledge, watch, subscribe, enable your notification so that anytime I drop analysis like this, you can easily make use of it and we'll all be profitable together. So have a wonderful week.